This golden eagle is one lucky bird. Thanks to the quick reactions of a lot of people, he's about to be released back into the wild after a death-defying collision with a semi-tractor trailer on Interstate 40.
It cracked open the windshield, but there wasn't a gaping hole, but it caved it in. It made a big indent in that windshield, like a big rock would. The damage to that windshield was pretty intense.
When DPS officers arrived on the scene, they didn't have much hope for the eagle's chances.
It's dead. It's like a grape. It's gone, and then it's standing there. It's still alive. When I arrived on scene, you can see the bird kind of out of it, standing in the emergency lane, just about 3 feet from traffic. For lack of a better term, it was like a drunk. It was just sitting there circling, just teetering. It wasn't aware of what was happening. Cars would go by and it wasn't aware of anything. And then all of a sudden its head just snaps. And then it looked at everything and it made eye contact, and you can tell it was pretty upset.
Rescuing wildlife isn't a typical day on the job for DPS.
Not like that. We deal with cows and horses and goats and stuff out in the interstate, but nothing like this, nothing that could, it was angry and it didn't want anything to do with us. So,
lucky for it, the DPS officers didn't care. They captured the injured bird and contacted Arizona Game and Fish, which placed it into the care of wildlife rehabilitators at Liberty Wildlife in Phoenix. Now, after months of rehabilitation, they're returning it to its home in the wild.
Like an eagle. Hang on a minute, hang on. Relax, relax.
When this bird first came, it was very traumatized and it was very lethargic and down. We took x-rays. Maybe there was a crack in the clavicle, which would be the wishbone, but it wasn't displaced.
Amazingly, other than having its bell rung really hard, the bird wasn't seriously injured.
Thought it was going to have severe internal injuries and fractures, but nothing was broken.
The eagle was hit almost 3 months ago, and after some proper care at Liberty Wildlife, it's finally ready to go home.
His rehab's gone very well. He's been one of our easier cases in the sense that there's been less hands-on that's needed to be done with him. It's just been more of a, R&R rest and making sure that he's eating right and getting the right care and getting the exercise that he needs to build up the strength that's needed before release. Yeah, he's ready to go.
So on a hill near Seligman, Arizona, not far from where this majestic golden eagle was injured, many of the people responsible for his rescue and recovery gathered to watch his return to the wild.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah, 1, 3.
Ready, Kenny?
1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
As the bird disappeared into the distance, the DPS officers who helped rescue it were glad they had the opportunity to protect and conserve one very lucky golden eagle.
It was pretty awesome to be able to see that take off and the power and the majesty of that bird.